Hi everyone. To start Module 2 here, we're going to begin by creating this design, and we're going to use some of these snap features here in AutoCAD. This is what you're going to be submitting at the end of this assignment right here in Module 2 for the Snap X or Snap Example assignment. So here on AutoCAD, here's what I've created, and I'm also going to show you the PDF that you're going to be using to create the Snap X assignment too. So on Module 2 here, there's a Snap example instructions here. You can open this up, and you can also download it, and you should have this in front of you also in the classroom. But step 1 here, so draw this figure as shown per the dimensions, but do not add dimensions to the drawing. So we're going to start by drawing a rectangle, and we'll also draw some lines going across, and then we'll focus on these circles here. And this here is diameter, because that reference there for the dimension with the circle and the dash going all the way across, that means diameter of the circle and not radius of the circle. So I'm going to take this back to AutoCAD. So this here is my example here. That's what we're going to be creating here in a moment. I'm going to go over to the plus symbol. I'm going to create a new drawing right here. And then I'm going to save this drawing, and I'm going to save this as my Snap Example 2. You can save it as a Snap Example. If you want to put a version on there, you can save it as a version. But this is going to be 2.0 for me. And I click Save. So now I have a blank screen here. Down here, the lower right is our snaps, or object snaps. You have an arrow here. The arrow brings up a bunch of different options. Some options that I like to keep on, so I have them all off right now. I like to keep on endpoint, midpoint, center. I like to keep on quadrant, and then intersection. Some like to keep on perpendicular or nearest, or we will even use the tangent. But I'm going to keep on these 5 points right now. So those are checked on. Then I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle. If we're looking back at our drawing here, our rectangle is 3.25 inches wide and then 1.75 inches in width. So I'm going to go back to AutoCAD, and rectangle, the shortcut is REC, rec. And then the first point here, going across, this is going to be 3.25, enter. Let's try that one more time here. 3.25, and then I need to make sure I hit my tab key, and then I'm going 1.75, enter. Okay. Then to see my rectangle, I'm going to press Z, space, and then E for extents, so I can see everything on that screen. Now, I'm going to start by drawing a line straight down the center. So L, space, and enter. And these little triangles you see here represent the midpoints. So I have a midpoint, I know it's perfectly in the center, and I click N. And then spacebar to stop the command. Spacebar to start the command again. Again, triangle straight down the center here, and all the way across, and spacebar to stop the command. Now, I'm going to draw my circles in the center. Okay, the shortcut for circles, or the command, is C, and then space. And then I can click here in the center, and right now it's asking me for the radius of the circle. So I'm going to press D for diameter, and then space, and now it's asking me for the diameter. The outside diameter is going to be 0.75, enter. Then the inside diameter here is going to be 0.38. So C, space, and then going out here, D space for the diameter, and then I'm going to go 0.38. And now I have a circle here in the center that is a diameter of 0.38, and then a circle on the outside that is 0.75. And that is step 1. Now looking at step 2, and back on your papers here, we are going to add the 0.75 circles at the intersections. So we have these right here. We're going to add these at the intersections. You have 4 circles that we're going to add at 0.75, and then we're going to draw some lines to the centers, quadrants, and midpoints. So you have your quadrant, you have your midpoints, and you have your center points. So back on AutoCAD here, I'm going to start by drawing my circles. Okay, to do this here, again, circle, C, and then I'm going to start with this top one here. And again, we're drawing the diameter of it, so D space, and this diameter would be 0.75. Enter. Now, I could do the same thing over here. I could go C space, and then D space, then 0.75, and go all the way around. But a quicker option for you, so I'm going to undo that. I'm going to click on this here, and then I'm going to come up here to copy. Copy it, and then I'm going to select a base point. I want to select the center point, and watch this here. And I can just come all the way around and make sure I'm getting that center point right there. Perfect. That looks good. You can see right there, that looks excellent. And then escape to close that command. So now I have my circles on there. Now I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to draw out from this corner up here, the upper right, to the center, and from that center down to here. So from this line space here, and coming out here, and check that, like so. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the left side of my drawing here, but I'm only going to come right to this point right here. So line space, start my command, midway through my command, and then finish my command right there. Now I need to draw the centered diamond that you see there. We're going to make sure we're using the right object snaps here, because I want to make sure I have clicked. I want the quadrant. I also want my midpoint, because we're going to go to the midpoint of these lines right here. So I got those selected right now. That looks good. And then I'm going to specify my first point up here, so the top of that quadrant, going down here, and I'm going to go to the midpoint of this line, and then midpoint of this line, and then midpoint of this line here, and then midpoint of this line here, and then straight up, and then straight back, like so. One thing I want to show you right now, if I press the Control key and I click with the right mouse button, I have different options here. If I just wanted to turn something on for one click here, I could turn something on for one click. For example here, L space, and let's say I wanted to draw a tangent line here. I could Control right click and then turn on tangent. And then right here, I could draw a line going all the way across here. And this would be a tangent line to this circle, which means right here, if I zoom all the way in, there's nothing connecting this but one solid small point. I zoomed way in there. But that's how you can use that right click when you're trying to turn on some of the object snaps that you might not have selected. So I think we're done with step 2. We have our center point here, we have our midpoint right here, and we have our quadrant up here. So step 3 now gets a little bit more complicated. So we're going to draw the 2 lines tangent to the circle. So we have a line here and a line here. And the other 2 lines using the circle and the tangent with a radius of 2 as shown, the tan radius command here. So we got a circle here that's connected to this circle, and another circle here with a radius of 2. So to do this here, I'm going to start here on the left side. So back to my drawing here. And now I want to make sure I'm going to zoom in on here. And I'm going to start with my line command. So L space. And then I'm going to type tan for tangent and then space. Okay, so that's my first point here. So my first point is going to be on this here. And then I'm coming all the way up here. And you can see right now it's trying to go right there, but I don't want it to go there. So I'm going to type tan again, T-A-N, and then I'm going to click right there. Now that line is perfectly tangent to this circle, meaning it is only touching at one exact spot on the edge of that circle and the edge of this circle. And then I'm going to repeat this here, and again, tan to start it. And then specify first point somewhere on this edge here, and zoom out and zoom back in. And this here, I'm going to press tan again, and right there. I click and done. Pretty easy there, those lines. So that's a tangent line to that circle. Then this gets a little bit more complicated. I'm going to come up to my circle command up top here, and we're going to use the tan radius here. So this, and I'll go back over here so you can see it here. But the tan radius creates a circle with a specified radius tangent to two objects. So my two objects that I'm going to use here is this circle here and this circle right here. And we'll start with this here, and I'm going to click here, specify the point on object, so right here, and then right here, and then the radius here, the radius of 2, and enter. Giant circle. To make this smaller, okay, to get rid of these edges, I'm going to use the trim command. We haven't used this yet, but TRIM, trim, space, and watch this. Select objects to trim or shift to select to extend. So I'm going to select this object and get rid of that, just like that. And then escape to close that command. And then again, we're going to use the tan radius. So up here, tan radius, come around, and right here, right there, specify my diameter of 2, space, and then TRIM, TR to trim, and I could delete that like that. So this is our final drawing for the snap example here. And this is just an opportunity to use the different snaps that we have down here in our object snap. Just teaching us how to use those and toggle these on and off. Now to print this, to plot this here for today's assignment, you're going to go up to the AutoCAD symbol in the upper left. And we're going to go down to print. You can also do Control P. And we're going to select the name of our printer here. We're going to do AutoCAD PDF high quality print. And then you are going to say display extents right there. Make sure it's fitting to the paper. And then we are going to change this from normal. Let me make sure I got it right here. But we're going to change it to the plot style here to monochrome. Okay, and apply it all layouts. That's fine. Landscape, that's fine. And we got everything on there. And then I can preview it if you want to see what this is going to look like. And this is what your final design is going to look like there. And then I'll go back here to print. And sending it to the printer. And this is my snap example 2.0. And I'll save that in my file. And you'll want to make sure this gets to Canvas. You might want to put to Google Drive first. But here is my example right there. So that is our snap example for this assignment. And you're going to be taking this, and eventually you're going to be putting it on if we scroll down here in the next couple of videos, you're going to be putting it on our title block that we're going to be making. So you're going to submit that assignment right here. And that's it.